Bonjour, bonjour, hola, hola, hello. Welcome to your podcast, Jojo Channel. As you can see, today's podcast is a little bit different because it's our first podcast speaking in English because we have a special guest today, Rahat.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Joanna.
Hi. Uh, okay, today Rahat will speak about migration in Italy and other things. Please, Rahat, first of all, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where are you from, your age, like those interesting things that we may know to give us a bit of context about today's podcast.
Hello, Joanna. First of all, I'd like to thank you that you give me the chance to talk with you about this kind of thing. My name is Rahat. I have a really big name. You know it, like Muhammad Shafil Hussein Rahat. But I call myself Rahat is better because, apart from my name, long
Name and nickname.
nickname and things like that, well, I'm from Bangladesh, as I said. It's a beautiful country. I would love to welcome all of you who is watching to Bangladesh. Be my guest over there. I moved to Europe in 2019, 9th of March. Yeah, 9th of March.
Before COVID. I want to ask you, if you will know that COVID will be in your future, being in Europe, will you have traveled?
That's a big question. No. Because if I knew it that something gonna happen, like for example, like if you know there's something coming up from the tsunami or something, you will not go for swimming, right? So it's pretty much the same.
It's true, but I'm saying that because in my case, you are not asking me, but I traveled during COVID time. I was living in my country, in Colombia, and I moved to France in 2020. Yes, in 2020. And I remember the airport was closed. The French embassy was closed. I had to wait till they opened to process my visa and everything was closed. And against all possibilities, I managed to travel in a humanitarian flight to France. That's why I'm asking, because the answer could be like, of course, no, I wouldn't travel, but I did.
How did you manage it? Like, if it's closed and things like that, like, like back in that time when the embassy is closed and the flight is not like was not like operating. So how did you?
Actually, I was scheduled to fly in September 2020, I remember. But airport was closed. International airport in Colombia was closed. At that time, French embassy opened. So I managed to get the visa 1 month before. Like towards the end of September, they opened the airport and they said like, we will do some flights to Paris, but only humanitarian flights and super expensive flights. But I wanted to go, so I did it.
But the thing is, like, it was like really like important to came to like France for like you are like you were having some like deadlines or something, like you had to come or like this.
Actually, no. The university at that time they understood that we were in the COVID times, and they were like, "No, don't worry, you can get online class." Ta, ta, ta. I was like, "I will go because I will go," and I did it.
So that was you, not the university. That was you who was like forcing yourself to. Oh no, I have to move my country and then see the adventurous things like that. That's nice.
Yes.
I like it. But for me, I think like it depends on the situation. Like if I had the deadline that you had to come or something like that, maybe I might think differently. But yeah, COVID, it was like
Where were you during COVID?
the first day I remember when this pandemic started. It started from Milano, and I was in Siena. Siena is a city in Italy where currently I'm living. I'll come later on about this.
Close to in the Toscana.
In the Toscana. It's in Toscana. I was there. I went there for just visiting. Not that back in that time, in 2020. I did not have the intention to move. Back in that time, I was still living in Hungary. I went there just to visit one of my friend, and that day, 27th of February, I think. Yeah, 27th of February. Yes, yes, yes. 27th of February, I was there, and then uh, that day the pandemic started in Lombardy and the Milan that area. So yeah, I still remember those days. Oh, it was crazy back in COVID.
Did you get stuck in Italy maybe, or you managed to move to Hungary?
No, I managed to move to Hungary. I managed to move to luckily because I moved 2000. No, I mean I moved 18th of February. Yeah, 18th of February. Yes, yeah. I moved on the next day. Yeah, I moved to the next day. But it was a horrible story. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I was studying in Hungary about my subject is combined is business management and diplomacy is together because I love like international relation politics. Like I don't like politicians, sorry to say, but I like politics. There's two different things. Don't make me wrong or things like that because politics and politician is two different things. Politics are good thing, but politicians are bad. Those people are made this politics. That's
Actually, politics is something that we as society we need to have.
politics is you will find politics is everywhere. Politics is not about like ruining or like ruling a country. Politics you can find the politics in everywhere. Politics in family, politics in society, your work. It's a good thing, but until you make it or you do it with the right person. So yeah, I was studying business management and diplomacy, and then it was pretty good. And I was really active with the university. Like I was doing some social work. I was starting. Everything was going well, and things going well. And in 2020, the COVID started. So back in that time, I was working with the district government as well for the pandemic. So basically, what we did is like helping poor people to do their groceries, do their like shopping because they were old and it was
Like donations, these kind of things.
no, it's not donation. Yeah, it's like like they were not able to go out for shopping, and back in that time there was a shopping time restriction. Like after 3 p.m. they close every super shop like Lidl, or Woolworths, something like that, Spar. So for them, it's really difficult to go and come back because they take time because they're really slow. So usually, what they did, like they give you the list, you do it, and they pay. And the good thing is, like this is really funny because in Hungary, like, well, there are international students, international people, but in every country they have their own ideology, they have their own, like when you have the different language barrier because Hungarians speak Hungarian, they call it Magyar. So, and I do only speak English over there because I was not that much fluent on Hungarian, just basic la 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 la.
And it's easy to find people in Hungary speaking English. Like, for instance, when you go to Germany, you easily will find people who speak English. Is the same in Hungary or not?
Well, if you are going to Budapest, the capital, it's okay. You will survive. You will good to go. But they do speak English. But if you go other like countrysides, so it's difficult. I think it's difficult in everywhere because
Yeah, yes, actually, in Colombia, it's like that. In Colombia, most of us are Spanish speakers. If you don't speak Spanish, it's gonna be quite difficult. It's gonna be quite difficult to go to the grocery shop and buy something unless you are in the, I don't know, in the downtown, in a really touristic place, in the business center. That most probably you will find people. And even though you are in those places, the probability of finding people who speak English is really, really small. So yes, that's why I'm asking.
what about the Bogota and those areas?
Yes, even the capital. I mean, several people speak English or other languages, but the probability of going to a grocery shop and speak English, and that person is gonna tell you, yes, yes, what do you need? It's gonna be difficult. Yes.
But in that case, well, in Bangladesh, we colonized by England back in like 1947, I think, something like that. So English is like a second language, but like on a street and things like that, might have some difficulties to communicate with them. Yeah, so in Hungary it's also same. I think it's more or less every country is the same.
Because it's another question that I have. Because how was the experience of living in a foreign country like Hungary and Italy as a person from Bangladesh? Did you have like culture shocks? How is living in a country with a different language, different religion? Everything was different. I think that is, I may say, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe Italy is a bit like Western culture, and Bangladesh is like really Asian, South Asia. And I don't know Bangladesh, but I can say that it's quite different.
Google it. You'll be amazed. Like when you search like Bangladesh, you'll see the beautiful countries. People are welcoming and people are really hospitable.
I did actually. That's why I'm asking. I read, for instance, that 90% of the population follow Islam religion, then small percentage of Hinduism, and like really, really small percentage, like 0.3, something like that, are Christians. So how was your experience living in these countries?
The problem when I moved to Hungary, so my parents were like not too okay with that because in Bangladesh we are really connected. We know each other. We are really connected. Society is connected. In our wedding, in Bangladeshi wedding, we invite like 1,000 to 2,000 people.
No way. And
It is.
there is a budget for that. Because when you say 2,000, the first thing that is like 2,000 people to feed, to give alcohol, to everything.
Well, we don't bring alcohol. It's like unofficial things.
But what about food?
Food, yeah, food is food. Like we love to feed, we love to serve, and we love to get the serve back. So we are like giving and taking like this. So you might ask, like, from where did you find those 2,000 people? Well, it's like my mother's side, my father's side, my cousins, my cousins' cousins, my mother's side cousins, my friends, maybe my friend's family. So this is, for example, I'm the bride from the bride side, their cousins, their family, family, cousins. Like it's like this. So and some politicians or like people who are really like who have a good face value, like a well-known person in the society, they can have like 5,000 people, 3,000 people in the wedding, and it's pretty much common. No, I'm not joking. It's true.
I believe you. It's like just a bit. I can believe you, but it's a shock.
Overwhelming.
Yes, because for instance, in my family or my close friends, weddings are really really small. Like maybe if it's a big wedding, maybe 80 people, 8 person. That's it. That's it, and that's because you are exaggerating. Yes.
Can I say something? This 80 is our weekend. Like it's in weekend. Like if I go to my grandma's place, and it's become 80.
This is a really big difference. So how was that change being in Bangladesh with weekends with 80 people, weddings of 2000, and now living in Hungary and Italy? How was that the difference?
As I said, like open. I'm open to like accept culture. Like I love to explore culture, and I do respect the cultures. But like if you leave your country, but somehow it's in you. You are the representative. You are the ambassador of your country to other countries. So you have to be very very careful about not like very like this. No, I can't do it like not like this. But you have to be very like your norms, your ethical thoughts should be open, and you have to think openly to make a balance with your culture and the culture you are now adopting. And what else? And about the food. Look, we love food. We eat food a lot. Trust me. Here I see like people even they eat rice just one plate. Come on, having two plates. My mom was always like, "Come on, eat. One plate is not good enough. At least two plates." So what we usually do for the first plate, we take it like, the primo, secondo, contorno. So the first plate we do it with the vegetables and things like that, and the second plate we do it like with the rice as always. The rice is always there.
For us too. Yes, rice is like, for instance, at home in Colombia, we have an expression that if you have rice, you have lunch. I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't have vegetables, but at least rice. And even though you serve plate with vegetables, with potato, with meat, and everything, but you are missing rice, it's not complete. So
Exactly, rice should be there. Rice should be on the top. Yeah, exactly. The first priority.
like a big mountain.
Exactly.
Rice there.
Exactly. The first priority. Without rice, there is nothing. Yeah. So yes. So in Hungary, I had the difficulties too because they are not habituated with the rice. They are mostly habituated with the pasta mostly, and pizza, like typical. I think more or less in European countries, they are like typically take pasta. Consider pasta is like their lunch, sometimes dinner as well, because it's easy to cook and shortcut, chop chop. They do eat rice, but not all the time, I think, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the food was like cultural shock, you can say, because I was craving for. My tongue is asking for me, like you are putting me something wrong. It's not me what I wanted. Give me the thing I wanted. So yeah,
Definitely, food is something that tells a lot of our past, of our culture, our history, the way we cook, the ingredients that we use, the recipes tells a lot of it. And for me, it's really interesting, for instance, when I'm eating in my job and I sit down with different people from different countries and they get their tupper and you will see like this is a typical Filipino dish, this is a typical, I don't know, Indian dish, and you start to identify like the common ingredients that people eat, and sometimes it's quite interesting to see the coincidences. As you said, the rice is like, oh, we also eat rice all the time. You too, you too. So, and you start to get closer and closer just because we are eating the same thing. And sometimes I can say like, hey, we are like cousins. Yes, it's like we are really culturally speaking, we are close. And you never imagine that someone in another side of the world, in Asia, I mean, because I'm from America, you never imagine that you will end up eating the same kind of dish, maybe with some differences, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Yes.
I think like all the Latin Americans, they do like this. Also, I like Brazil. They are also do.
Yes, they do.
Rice is the thing. This is the most important thing, guys. Be careful. Pay attention.
Being in a relationship.
Being in a relationship or having girlfriend or things like that. In Bangladesh, I think it's not in Bangladesh. Mostly in Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India so far, like South Asian country. The way we value the relationship and things like that is different here in Europe. I'm not talking about in Hungary specifically. I'm talking about the whole Europe.
You mean like European?
Yes, yes, yes. For example, like living together before marriage is a crime in Bangladesh. It's not. It's impossible.
You are living in a sin.
You are living in sin. Exactly. If you are religion, or if you are Muslim, if you are Hindu, if you are Christian, it doesn't matter. You can't do it. Your society will like your society will not accept it. Not even your society, your family will not even accept. Some of them, very very tiny, 0.0001%, they are living together, but it's unofficially like this. Maybe he or they are studying in another city, like Dhaka is the capital. Maybe they are studying in Dhaka, so they are living together, maybe, but their parents don't know. But if they know, it will be a big mess. It will be a big problem. But yeah, apart from this, this is not legal, and this is not like acceptable by the society that you live together. But in Europe, what I saw and what I'm still seeing and realizing and like coping up with it is that it's good to go. You are 18, you are good to go. You go, you do whatever you want like this. But no, so this is another cultural shock because it's not cultural shock because I'm okay with everything. To be honest, about the relationship and stuff like that, I'm okay. But this is the different. This is a different, huge difference of the culture because somehow in my mind I'm having the culture that I grew up from my childhood and what I've seen to my family members and my relatives, my cousins, and starting to seeing different things is of course is different. So
Actually, I can relate a bit with you because for that used to be like, okay, if you are not married, if you don't have the bless of God, you cannot live together. Nowadays, it have changed a lot, but I'm talking about my grandmother's time.
yes.
Now it's a bit different, of course, but still there are so many people, maybe really like really conservative people who prefer to, hey, you want me to live with you, okay, we have to get married before. But just a few people. But yes, something that really surprised me when I was in Europe was that people, they are not that close to their families, and they prefer to live alone, to live with their friends, or with other people that is not their family, and they visit their family just for Christmas. And even for New Year, they are like, oh, okay, we can stay with friends instead of family. And at home, for instance, we spend Christmas and New Year both together in family.
No question.
But here is like, okay, Christmas because it's Christmas, but New Year we're gonna have a party in a rooftop with friends, and I'm like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the same in my country. Like we do the we like for in my country, family first. No matter what, family first. You do things with the family, then your friends, and then go on.
So you moved to Hungary and eventually to Italy. So under which status you moved? You were studying all the time, and if you were studying, what was your main motivation to travel? Why Hungary? Why Italy? Why not? I don't know. For instance, if you speak English, why not England, the US, another country? I don't know. Australia maybe is closer.
Maybe Canada.
Canada, yes.
Well, when I was studying in my country, I like to thank my sister. She's the biggest one. But she said like, no, you have a give it a try. Go move, see the world, what is happening, get some idea, get some knowledge, and things like that. So she was the one who like motivated me, and she was the one who like supported me most to move. And then yeah, and then I moved.
And that's why I'm here. But have you ever dreamed about living abroad? I mean, it was something that you dreamed before, or that it's something that just happened, maybe, or
No, I dreamed about to living abroad. Uh, so it's like combination. Like she forced me, and also I had it in my mind that okay, why not give it a try to move around to see the country, something like that. And she supported me. So it's like both combination, her support and my interest.
I think sometimes we need, as human beings, we need someone who pushes. Yes, like, because we can have several dreams. We can have a long list of dreams, and I wish to do this, but sometimes we don't have maybe the discipline, maybe the time, maybe the motivation. And I think I agree with you that sometimes we really need someone who pushes a bit and tell us, hey, you want to do it, you will do it. I'm going to help you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. So she's the one who pushed me to this. So yeah, I'm thankful to her. And why Hungary? That's a big question because first I applied 3 times for Canada, but I don't know, I didn't get the visa, so it's not. And then I chose Hungary because the university I was studying is University of Buckingham. So the certificate I'll get is University of Buckingham.
So, can you tell us a bit more about that process in Hungary? How did you apply? Maybe you visit some website. If you can tell us how did you afford it, and how was your process to get to Hungary?
Okay, so the process is okay. The first thing I have to tell you, if you want to really move your place, move your body, move your soul from your country to another country, first thing you have to be have patience. That's the most important thing, because you have to keep it in mind that having visa is a very complicated thing as a third country nation. So what I did, I was like checking the website, and I talked with the consultancy. So they also like like summarize it.
Sorry, you checked the website of the university. So you found the university and then you contact them.
I contact them, but there was a consultant who helped me to finalize my documentation, because for the documentation you need your bank certificate, your bank statement, your family income, that sort of things to getting the visa.
So this consultant is like an agent, or this part of the universities, because it's not clear.
It's an agent who's working in Bangladesh. What they do, they make your process easy for you. So for Hungary, I can give you a short summary. What you need to do if you are a third country nation. Third country nation, the third country nation, the TCN.
I think Colombia is third continental. Yes.
I think so. So you need your academic certificate. It could the last one, the high school certificate. Your IELTS, it could be 5, 5.5, 6, whatever you have. Sometimes they do like, and then you apply to the university. There is so many university. If you want, I can say some name of the university. Yes. Like International Business School. That's the one I started. Like IBS, Budapest Metropolitan University. That is also good. And then some government university like BME. So, and then Obuda, University of Obuda, then Kodani Janos University, then BGE University, Tamaulipas University, Corvinus University. There are some.
Okay, and although they are in Hungary, all programs are in English.
Not all of them are English, but most of them are English. So you can study English also. But if you are good enough in Hungarian, try and give it a try with the Hungarian.
Yes, why no? No, but it's most common to find people speaking English than Hungarian. So
no, in Hungary, the most like students who are studying in English, they're bachelor or bachelor master. Mostly they're doing it in English. So far I saw. Yeah. So and then I got the scholarship. My one of my friend helped me to get the scholarship in Italy, because there is a scholarship government regional. This is called DSU. It's like, in short, it's a regional scholarship. So for this scholarship, what you need to do is you have an academic, somehow good academic background, and IELTS is must. And what else? That's it. It's very simple.
previous work experience.
Nothing. People actually, like, there is a thing, like, people don't really know that you can study in Italy. People think that, oh no, Italy is just for pizza and pasta.
And the Pope.
And the Pope and the Vatican. No, actually not. And you are working remotely or something like that. No, you can. The process is a bit complicated, or rather than compared to Hungary or other European countries, but you can. It's easy, because if you have the process, the university will help you step by step what you need to do. You have to have the patience. That's it. Okay. So keep in mind that in university in Italy there is only one semester, one applicants, like not semester, session, which is starting from September. So it's not like in Italy. It's not like, for example, in Hungary, in Lithuania, Malta, Norway, Denmark. They have 2 or 3, like summer, autumn, like autumn is spring, winter, or maybe only autumn and winter, or maybe like January and February, February session and September session. But in Italy, there is only one session, September. Okay. But they usually, most of the university, they usually open the application portal from 15th of November. So it's a long process, guys. You have to be patient because when you applied for 15th of November, you applied and then you were waiting for the reply. And then when you get the reply that you are good to go, then they send you an acceptance letter. After acceptance letter, meanwhile you are processing your thing for the documentation. So for the documentation, you have to have this is called DOB, Declaration of Value. This is like the school certificate you have. It should be legalized by the embassy or
Like apostille. Apostille.
apostille. Yeah, it should be apostille by or like the embassy in like Italian embassy in Bogota maybe.
Yes.
Or in Bangladesh, let's say. So it's supposed to be like got a stamp.
Sorry, I interrupt you a bit because I got lost. So to study in Hungary, you contact an agent, but to study in Italy, you contact directly the university.
Yes. Because I'm in Europe, so it's easy to communicate. Because when you are in Europe, it's easy to communicate to the universities.
But even though you are not in Europe, I remember for me, I study in France. And I remember that once I contact the university, the person in charge, my contact was directly with the university. So I didn't need an agent at all. So also, I think the most important part is to find the university.
Yes, that's the most important part. To find the university, agent is optional. Exactly. Because it's not everyone is getting the agent. Some of them are coming through by themselves. It depends because if you are having a problem to summarizing your documentation and if you don't know what to do, what not to do, back in that time it's difficult. But if you know what the document you need and if you have the enough patience, hey, you can go to go with this one. So you don't need consultant or agent for this. But if you don't know how to proceed, maybe that time you need an agent who can help you.
Can you repeat the name of the place where you found the scholarship? The US. What is that?
It's just like DSU. It's like Regionale Borsa di Studio. If you put it like this, you will find it. Also, if you check the website, like university website, they also mention because every region, for example, like Tuscany has one DSU. In in the north, they have maybe it's ARDSU, something like that. And in Roma, they also have the DSU, but it's in a different name. But they have it. Every region they have it. So what you need to do, you have to search for it. And but sometimes they in the university website they mention those links for if you are good to have a scholarship, you can apply for this link through them. So you will see the link over there, the DSC link over there. So it's not like difficult to find it.
And for the scholarship, what does it include? Only the enrollment fee, or because I know that some scholarships also include like accommodation, I don't know, flights, I don't know. Tell us about it.
Look, trust me, like a scholarship in Italy, like the DSU scholarship or like this regional scholarship in Italy is a blessing. Is a blessing. Every country has a scholarship. Japan has a scholarship. Canada has a scholarship. UK, USA, blah blah blah. They have a scholarship, but it's like they just give you like 50% waiver for one semester, or they give you something like little. Compared to Italy, Italian scholarship is nothing. Look what they give you. The tuition fees is no, like for example, you're doing the masters or bachelor, 3 years or 2 years. So this whole 2 years you don't pay nothing to the university. It's like a 16. You pay 16 euro, only 16 euro. This is nothing for
€16 for the semester.
For the semester is no for the year is for it's just for every year you have to do the registration for upcoming year. So this is the 16 euro for the registration fee. That's it. Your accommodation provided by by the DSU. Your food is provided by the DSU. They have a big canteen. We call it mensa. In Spanish, mensa means canteen.
No, cantina. We have, but it's not the same translation. No, we call it restaurante. It's not.
No, in Italy, mensa means canteen, like a student canteen.
It's Mansa.
Mensa, mensa. So they give you lunch and dinner and also breakfast. So breakfast is not like this. So you go to for lunch, you take some snacks like the cornetto, biscotto, chocolate like this, and banana, mela, like apple. So you can have it for the breakfast, right? And then for the dinner also you can have pizza, pasta, risotto, grill, something. I mean, it's really really amazing. Not in my university. I'm studying in University of Siena. Not in my university, like my university DSU, the region. Everywhere is same. They have really good rich food, like you can't imagine in some other countries they're giving you scholarship with the food. Even like in Hungary they have, after I moved, they are started a Hungarian scholarship program, like government funded. It is called Stipendium Hungaricum. So this is Stipendium Hungaricum for Hungary. Is like the tuition fees is free, and then they give you a sort of money for your accommodation and like living cost. But this is not this, but yeah, this is not really good to compared to like to survive like properly. Yeah, okay, you can, if you are really tight with your budget, you can do it. But if you want to move, if you want to do shopping, traveling, it's not like this. So, but compared to Italy, it's something. So in Italy, you are having an accommodation hostel, which is free. You are not paying anything. It's just 250 euro at deposit. You will get back when you are moving.
But that's because you were part of Erasmus program.
No, Erasmus.
It was another thing.
It's totally different thing. This is like study in Italy with a scholarship. This is the thing. So it's like 600 euro. They give you once in June, another one in December.
Besides the scholarship and all bonuses that they can give, as students, are you able to work like part-time job or something like that?
Well, a good thing in Italy, like they are not like very strict to the rules. So, like other countries, you cannot work more than 20 years officially, but people do. People do. But in Italy, it's not very highly. They're watching and like control things like that. People work. The educational system is also nice. It is
And what about quality?
quality of education, like like Italian university, they're really, really, really old. Like my one is established in 1275 or something like that. Can you imagine? Like 1275 is I don't know who was studying back in that time. I have no idea. So they were really rich with the culture and the studying thing. Yeah, some things they need to change. Like they are still like with more, like they're focusing on more like exam and things like that rather than doing things practical. But nowadays this is changing. It's a good thing. Nowadays they are doing also like presentation assignment to make it like more to the real world, real like things, not like just examining.
It's more like, has to be something more like case studies, no? Yes, better.
Exactly, because it's much more better for you to do it so that you can know the cope up with the presentation, the assignment, because you need it in your real life when you're going for work. You must need it for how to do the presentation. Basic knowledge of Excel, basic knowledge of PowerPoint, things like that.
Agree.
Yeah, so now they are changing. Before it was not like that. Before they were like only focusing on this, like you study, you memorize everything, you come to the exam board, exam hall, write everything, blah 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 blah, and then good to go.
And how did you start the Erasmus program? Because it's my biggest question. For me, it's not easy to understand how someone who is not a European citizenship, EU citizen, end up being part of an Erasmus program.
I can't tell you, it's a secret. No, I'm joking. Okay, now let me tell about like the Erasmus. Erasmus, in short, Erasmus is a thing. If you study any university in Europe as a student, you are eligible to study one semester or 2 semester. Let's say 1 6 month or 1 year. So 6 month and 1 year is a bit complicated to say. So let's put it like this: one semester or 2 semester in another European countries. There is another one is called international mobility. This is the thing like you are studying in a European university, you have the chance to study for 1 semester or 2 semester in another country outside of Europe. China. It could be China. It could be Japan. It could be Canada. It could be America.
What I understand for that is that the university in that place, in that country, has to have some kind of agreement with the university in
Yeah.
EU, because I remember I met someone who was studying in Bilbao in Spain, and she managed to move to Bogota in La Javeriana, is the university, and it's because La Javeriana had like the agreement with the university in Bilbao. So that's why she managed to study.
You are right. So you can do it. Like this is called international mobility.
Ah, okay.
And Erasmus for studies is for in inside the Europe. So what for this? What you need to do? First, you need to check with with your university. For example, you want to go to Spain. Which university is have the relation with university in Spain? So first, you have to check it because they have the list. They give you the list. When when you decided to apply for the Erasmus, you need to send a mail to your coordinator in university that I'm interested, and then they send you the like the criteria. What criteria you need to do? You need to
What kind of special requirements do you have to be an Erasmus?
nothing. There is nothing. It's very simple. You study, finish 1 semester or maybe 1 year, then you are good to go. Because there is because the criteria. Because so far I know, first year if you study in first semester, you cannot go for Erasmus. So far I know, because for me it's happened the same. So I did it for the second year. So then for first year you, or maybe you can do it on first year, but people usually don't do it first year, because first year you need to understand your own university, so that you don't have the time to search for Erasmus and things like that. Because it takes time to know everything by the time. This is my university criteria. Pretty much the same in other.
It can change. I mean, you just have to contact your coordinator and let him know that.
Very easy thing.
And under Erasmus program, does Erasmus pay something to the students when they travel abroad?
It's all about money, 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 money. Yeah.
Yes, of course, it's what I because I think the most challenging thing that we have as TN international countries is the budget. I mean, the spending in euro is really hard, and sometimes we cannot afford it. Sometimes if we have a dream of studying abroad, sometimes we say like, okay, we cannot do it just because I don't have the money. And that's why I'm asking, because I know that there are several ways to study, maybe not for free, but with some benefits. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, yes. With the Erasmus, you are eligible to get two funds. One is from ministry, that is called ministerial fund, and another one is like Erasmus fund. I did my Erasmus in Malta for 1 semester. I got 450. No, 400. Yeah, 450 euro per month.
Wow, it's quite good. I mean, you won't be able to be rich, but
No,
but it's enough to pay your basic needs.
Yeah, exactly. So 450 euro, and also the flight ticket they send it to you. Like they also paid your flight ticket as well, coming and going. So it's nice. But in my case, I got another scholarship. I got another fund from my university scholarship, the DSU that I mentioned. So they also give me the money. So like that now I'm
The one that is in June and December.
exactly, now I'm rich. No, June and December is there. I have it. It's always there. Even I do Erasmus or not. Even they give it for me because I did the Erasmus. You know why they did it? Because
Plus.
exactly like a plus. Because the time that 6 months I did not stay in their hostel, the dormitory. I did not eat anything from the canteen, from the mensa. So they give the money back to me. So it's fantastic.
Yes. It's fantastic, really. And sometimes we ignore this kind of information.
Exactly, that's the problem because most of the people who are studying like European, they're very well known about the Erasmus, but international people sometimes they are having problem with the Erasmus because they don't know how. Sometimes they think maybe you need to pay for the for the tuition fees and things like that, but this is not the thing because whatever you do with your university. You have no relation of paying and things like that with your hosting university. So
That's really good. Thank you so much, Rahat. And my last question could be like, what would you say to someone who is right now at home watching this video and like dreaming about changing their life and living abroad or studying abroad? What is your advice?
the first thing what I say to myself, if you never go, you never know. So if you want to know something, you have to go something. What does that mean go? You move your body, your soul from your comfort zone to other side. And exploring the country, you will be amazed when you meet people from different country, from different religions, from different mindset. You will see the world you knew before when you were in, I don't know, in Bangladesh or maybe in Bogota. And when you move to another country, and when you see the difference, the culture of other people, the way they do, the way you do things, you will be amazed, and it makes you like more crazy to understand more and more and more.
And you want more and more, yes.
Exactly. So you want to do it more and more and more. You want to explore other set country. For example, like Italy, there is one culture. In Malta, there is another culture. And in Germany, there is another culture. For example, like in Italy, making food, making fun with food is a crime. Literally, you cannot make
They
fun.
take it seriously, not the food for them.
You know it.
Yes, you cannot do something different. I mean, if you have the recipe, that's the recipe. You cannot change it. It's a crime.
Period. You cannot change it. You cannot break the pasta. No, sorry, it's spaghetti. You cannot break the spaghetti.
You cannot pour milk.
You cannot put milk. Yeah, you cannot put the pineapple, ananas on the top of the pizza. You see that the world is different, but maybe in Colombia, in Brazil, I don't know from where you are watching.
Yeah.
It's totally different because for you, things are different. So I personally recommend you give it a try. Go, move, see the world is really big. The world is amazing and it's full of surprise. The surprise is waiting for you.
What you say is true. Okay, first of all, yes, because in this channel, I also talk about how to migrate, advantage, disadvantage, the positive side, the negative side, etc. Yes, because not everything is perfect, I must say. but however, I also think that even though your excuse to come here is a study, you will end up learning a lot of things, not only in the program, in the academic program, but in your life. I mean, you grow up as a person, you develop new skills. Is like I think this kind of trips in your life is a must because you will learn a lot of things. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm totally agree with you because it's not about like educational thing. It's not about like going to the university and coming to home, and it's about you. You are improving yourself. I'm totally agree with you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rahat. Thank you very much. Unless you have a last word, that's something to say. And
Yeah, I would love to say that thank you for watching and thank you to invite me for this podcast. And I love to say to people who are watching, support her, put a like, subscribe her channel.
thank you very much for the propaganda. And thank you, all of you, for watching us and listening to us. And see you next podcast. And à bientôt.
Ciao, ciao.